y'all, what's up? It's Lauren and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought we would go ahead and do the Reputation book tag. I know I'm late. I don't want to hear it. I'm always late to everything, on this channel at least, so I understand I am late. I found it and I was like, you know what, I'm bored. Let's do the Reputation book tag. So that's what I'm doing now. This tag was originally created by tulipswift. You should go check out her channel. I have it linked down below in the description box. I watched it and I was like, I loved it, and also I loved her hair. Her hair is awesome. You should go check out her channel. I looked around and I was like, hey, I like some of these videos. So yeah. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So for the first one, for number one, it's Ready for It. And that is your favorite first book in the series. Obviously, I'm gonna have to say Harry Potter. Nothing can ever top the love I feel for Harry Potter, especially the first one. Yes, my book is well loved, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't think there's been one that's measured up to Harry Potter because I freaking love that series. Number two is Endgame, the biggest Endgame that you rooted for, and that would have to be Divergent. Not only did I like, you know, the whole entire plot, the whole scene, everything, but I also loved Tris and Four, and I really wanted to see how they would end. Those of you who've read the series know how it ends, but yeah, honestly, I rooted for their ending the biggest, and that's all I'm going to say about that without giving away spoilers or anything like that. Yeah. Number three is I Did Something Bad, and a book that you spoiled for someone. I have not spoiled a book. That is a big no-no for me. I don't do it. I don't like it when my friends do it to me. I don't like it when my friends do it to other people. It's not cool at all. But I did accidentally spoil a TV show for a friend, and that was The Walking Dead. And it was season 8, and I had released some information to my friend who hadn't watched season 8 yet, and it was a little early, and I was like, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. And she's like, it's okay, you're fine, and we're cool. Like, you know, we're cool about that. I've already said my apologies. That's like the one time that I've spoiled something for somebody. I don't like spoiling stuff for someone, and honestly, it was like dealing with this upcoming season and information that had already been let out of the bag, like on media, so everybody is like has access to the spoilers that are coming up for season 9. So it kind of had to deal with like what was going to happen in season 9. So, you know, given that context, I did give away a spoiler, so yeah, I apologize to her. Number 4 is Don't Blame Me, a most embarrassing book you were crazy for. I'm never really embarrassed about any books. I go into them with an open mind, and then I love, you know, talking about them. If I love them, I love them. If I don't, I don't. And I'm not embarrassed, but it was Twilight. This was such a good time in my life when I was reading these books. I was in high school, middle school going into high school. It was just such a great time for me. I had posters, I had shirts, I had merch. I mean, I had a lot. I mean, it was a phase for me. I had all the movies, CDs, books, like everything. I freaking loved this series, and I still love it to this day. It was just a very good, like, time in my life, and it was it evokes very good memories for me, and I'm not ashamed now, even though whenever I do meet people, I'm always like, oh, I loved the Twilight series, I thought it was really good, and I really enjoyed it, and, you know, people are always like, oh, why did you like that, you know, it's so embarrassing, and, you know, it sucks, so it's kind of, like, embarrassing to tell people that I like Twilight, but I actually like Twilight. You can come for me in the comments if you want, I don't care. I just liked it. I mean, you know, I do have, that's not saying that I don't have problems with it, because of course I have opinions and problems with it, but I went crazy for these, and I still love these, and you know, like I said, it was a really, really good time in my life when I was reading these books. It was so phenomenal. So, yeah, that's the most embarrassing book that I liked. Whatever. Delicate it's a book that she fell in love with from the first page, and that would have to be The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I mean, what more can I say about this? If you've watched the 2010 version, or if you've even read the book, it's thin. Please go pick it up and read it. It's absolutely phenomenal. I also have, like, my original copy over here. Like, I wrote in this. This one is, like, for my, like, recreational, I mean, not recreational. This is for, like, my collecting stuff. Like, I have a whole set of his works back here behind me. I love Fitzgerald. I loved this book. It was so good. I think the storyline is so... People need to read this because it's such a great depiction of, like, real life. And I feel like, you know, sometimes it is good to get away, but also we need a reality check. And I really love this. That, you know, he combines his lyricism with real life, and I absolutely loved it. So yeah, that's the book that I just absolutely fell in love with from the first page. Number 6 is Look What You Made Me Do, a character that rose up from the dead, figuratively, and I took that as like somebody like Loki maybe, but I have to go with Jaime Lannister. I hated him in Game of Thrones, but in A Feast for Crows, I freaking love him now. And I'm sure I'll love him whenever I move to Dance with Dragons. He's just had such an arc. You know, his character arc has been so phenomenal. And I've loved watching him grow into a better person since, you know, Game of Thrones to Feast for Crows. I have not read Dance with Dragons yet. I'm going to get there. But I just absolutely loved it. I don't know what more to say about Jaime. He's my man. I freaking love Jaime. Now I do. And it was so hard when I was watching I started watching the series because my brother got them on DVD, and it's so hard because he's like, oh, I hate Jaime, and my mom's like, oh, I hate Jaime, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I like him. I think he's cool. And they all looked at me like, what the heck's the matter with you? I'm like, y'all just wait. Just wait till we get further into the series. You'll like him. He's cool. He's cool. Trust me. So number 7 is So It Goes, and that is a series that made everything disappear. And again, I'm just going to have to go with Twilight. I legit read these books in a space of a week. This one I read in 2 days, New Moon I read in 2 days, Eclipse I read in 2 days, and then I had to wait for Breaking Dawn to come out, and then we were going to go get it, but finances were not permitting us, so I had to wait another week for Breaking Dawn to come out. But I got it, and I spent 2 days in my room. I was literally locked up in my room reading these because that's how obsessed I was with these daggum books. Yeah. It was an obsession, and I was crazy for them, and it made everything disappear. Like, I would eat, sleep, and breathe Twilight. I would wake up in the morning, first thing I'd do is go in the living room, open my book, sit down, eat breakfast while I'm reading my book. Like, I would not put my book down. It was that crazy. So yeah, number 8 is Gorgeous, and it's a character so gorgeous that makes you want to sink and drown and die. And that is Max and Treve. Shall I say more? I mean, who does not want a Max and Treve in their life? Anybody? Hello? Nobody. I have, like, he's the reason why I don't have a boyfriend, because he's ruined me. Max and, now, America, Aspen, writing, everything, the annoyances of this series aside, push it all aside, and Max and Treve, he is one of the main reasons why I stuck with this, because I absolutely loved Maxon, my favorite. Yeah. Number 9 is Getaway Car, and a series that you abandoned. I actually have 2. One is the Fifth Wave series by Rick Yancey. I got into the Infinite Sea, read the first, like, 10 chapters, and then I was like, no, bored, done, I want to move on to something else, so I did. And then this next one, y'all are going to kill me for this. I can already feel it. I can feel it in my bones that y'all are going to try and, like, come at me for this. but it's the Percy Jackson series. I know, I read this Lightning Thief and I read Sea of Monsters, and I loved the Lightning Thief, and I read the entirety of Sea of Monsters, but I just couldn't get into it. I didn't like it. I was not convinced. I was like, I don't want to pick up the next one, and I would have them both here in person, but I got rid of them because I was just like, no point in me reading them. I might pick up the Percy Jackson series in the future, but I don't know. On the other hand, though, I am crazy about the Magnus Chase series. I am loving that so far. I just need to get back to the second book. I need to go back after I make a dent in my TBR and everything. I do love that series. So the next one is King of My Heart. I love that song. And I have two, and it goes your OTP. If you don't know what an OTP is, it's your one true pairing. I have two. The one I could not stop thinking about was my characters that I've been writing in my own book, because I just absolutely love them to death. Ellie and Grayson, I absolutely love you so much. And I was like, but wait a minute, that's cheating. I can't do that. I can't tell them, you know, how much I love my characters because they haven't read the book yet. And that's true. So I had to come up with someone else, and that would have to be Sybil Crawley and Branson and Tom Branson from Downton Abbey. I love them. If you don't know what Downton Abbey is, it is a British television show written by the genius Julian Fellows. I am obsessed with it. I have all the seasons. I want all the script books. He's only come out with 3. I want him to come out with the last 3. Julian Fellows, you need to come out with the last 3 script books. Anyways, I'm obsessed with Downton Abbey. I love it. It's set in the 1920s. It's you know, following this British aristocratic family, and, you know, you follow the upstairs and downstairs, so it's an upstairs-downstairs drama, which I absolutely love, and it's a period drama. But yeah, Sybil and Tom are both, like, Sybil's the daughter of the aristocrat, and Tom is a chauffeur, so they both come from different social classes, but I love them, and this particular season is when they really start getting into their relationship, and they start, like, you know, talking and you know, getting to know each other better. Season 3, yeah, it's great, but they're already married. This is when they, like, get into, like, the, you know, oh, I love you, or I think I love you, or I might not love you, I don't know. So I really love them in this season. It's my favorite season for them. My favorite season overall would probably have to be number 3. Don't get me wrong, those of you who do watch Downton Abbey, I love Matthew and Mary, but for me it's always going to have to be Sybil and Tom. I love them. They're my OTP. They always will be my OTP. Yeah. Number 11 is Dancing with Our Hands Tied, and that is a character you would stick by through an avalanche. And if y'all have not watched my 2 previous videos, then y'all been living under a rock, because yeah, I am crazy about Simon. I love Simon so much. I told y'all he reminds me of my best friend, and I would stick through with my best friend through an avalanche, through anything. He and I have been best friends for like 10 plus years. I mean, we've been like tight ever since like middle school. And Simon reminds me so much of my best friend. I would stick through him, and he's the reason why I am sticking with this series, really. It's quite ironic, because, you know, if it weren't for him and me wanting to find out what happens to Clary and Jace, then I probably would have already put it down by now, because I just can't get into it as much as I'd like to get into it. And yeah, I love it. I would stick with Simon through thick and thin, anything. Number 12 is Dress, and characters you don't want to be best friends. I do not want Neville and Luna to be just best friends. I loved the possibility of those two getting together. I loved them. The reason why I chose this one was because this is when we first see the appearance of Luna. That's why. My girl Luna. I'm a Ravenclaw. Yes, that is my house. Hey, those are my house colors. But yeah, I loved those two together, and I really want to see them. I wanted to see them. So, you know, a girl can dream, I guess, right? And then number 13, last but not least, This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. And I love that song, by the way, as well. Actually, I like a lot of these songs. But, This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, and it's a book that you ripped or damaged. Don't shame me. I have an explanation. Just give me a minute. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Yes, look at the spine, the cover. It's all just absolutely horrible. I carried this around when I was in middle school in my backpack, and I was like, we're just gonna, yeah. I got an ink stain on it. I wrote on it, yeah. But the reason why I did that was because I had the book, the cover on it. We're not going to get into that right now. But the reason why the spine is the way it is because it's been well loved. It is my favorite book in the entire series. I love this book. And yeah, I have no excuses, really. It's a shame. But, you know, I was stupid and naive, and like, y'all don't ever get rid of the dust jackets on y'all's Harry Potter books. It is the biggest regret of my life. I don't have a lot of regrets because I haven't done a lot of stuff to regret. This is my biggest regret. And now I can't like find any like dust jackets anywhere, and it sucks because I just want to get one and I don't want to have to buy a new book. But maybe I really should buy a new copy of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. But yeah, that's my damaged one. So that is it for the tag. I really hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments, you know, what are y'all's answers to these questions? You know, what's a book that you've damaged, or you know, what was your most favorite book, or who was your OTP? And if y'all want to hear more about Ellie and Grayson and my characters in my book, please let me know down in the comments too. I don't mind doing a writing video. I actually really want to do one, so I might do one anyways. But yeah, other than that, I will see y'all. Oh, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. My socials are Live Love Books 17 all across the board. Goodreads, Instagram, and Twitter. All of them are Live Love Books 17. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye.